Понял, под моим управлением. Наблюдаю у вас 292 на 94.
Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video just complementing some features that were added in the patch. This will be the last uh, like patch day thing, you know. Yesterday we saw the use of the radar selectors thing, as you see on the right side there on the radar. And if you haven't checked it out, if you haven't, you know, check it out. And some of the features that I want to show to you guys, first of all, is that the ASA now has a MTI mode, so kind of a push-stopper mode. So it is pretty interesting to have this. And yeah, it's kind of hard to have a lock when the target is actually moving away from you with the MTI. But you know, it has the ability to filter out the ground clutter, so this is pretty neat. And of course we have the M9Ls, which are probably the best. No, probably no. They are the best IR missile in the game, you know. And they burn for like 4.5 seconds, and yeah, a pretty amazing missile. There's some bugs still with non-afterburning aircraft and stuff like that, but it still works perfectly. So yeah, let's get to some other stuff that was added, and yeah, we have here we have just a comparison with the missiles that were added. So there are some changes in the missiles and some, not a lot of changes, but there are some new missiles. So yeah, we are going to uh, just talk a little bit about it. So yeah, first of all, IR rear aspect missiles. We have a different missile. One of the missiles that were already in game was changed. So the Chauffeur 2, as you see right now, has 18 G max G load. So it is a little bit better. It's a little bit hard to actually know if it, you know, it's just a little bit different. The burn time is 5 seconds. And so here we are with the Mirage 3 CJ, and we're going to test the shifter. As you see, the circle is the same, but it's supposed to have a very long burn time, so 5 seconds. I think it's even better than the A9D, and it turns basically the same as the A9D. So it is one of the best missiles of this VR. I mean, it's a proper missile now, you know. As you see, it turns way better than it was used to do, like way better. And yeah, it doesn't have the uncaged option to actually, you know, do that. But look at that. I mean, and look at the burn time. So I would say that it has like 4 to 5 kilometers range, at least that. So overall operational range, you can even hit targets beyond that if they are actually like standing still. So it is a very good missile, very good missile. Let's see the other ones. So yeah, 5 seconds and 18 Gs, pretty good. Here we have the all aspect missiles that are in the game, but some of them are not added yet. So here we have the M9L that both the F-104S ASA have and the A10A. So 30G overload, very normal, you know, not the most amazing thing ever, but still pretty great. The same as an R60, for example, so it is an improvement over the M9J RP. Has a 5.3 seconds burn time, so amazing burn time, you know. Even though the I was going to say something weird actually, but yeah, pretty good, you know. I mean, impulse is a little bit less than the R60, so it will accelerate a little bit less in speed, but in general, with the longer burn time, you will have a lot more range. So 5-6 kilometers maybe. I'm going to make videos using aircraft with this. So yeah, and the another thing that it is interesting is that it only has a lock range of 3 kilometers all aspect, so I think it's supposed to be a little bit better. But anyway, it's still pretty great and probably the best missile for now. We have other missiles like the PL8 and the Python 3, which are the same missile that are not added yet, but just the here is basically the info about it. So it has a starter burner, as you see, and then a sustainer, and after that 40 Gs, so it is pretty amazing. And we have the RB74, which is the Swedish copy for the AIM-9L. All of them have 3 kilometers of all aspect range, so yeah, pretty alright, you know. Another missiles that were added, of course, we have the Aspide or PL11 and the Super 530F. So here we have basically the same missile. PL11 and the Aspide are the same missile. A burn time of 3.5 seconds, which is nothing comparable to the AIM-7F, you know, but it's a lot better than the Skyflash and the AIM-7E2. So I think in energy-wise will be kind of mixed between the both of them. Even though they have more power, they are more comparable to the power of the R24s and 3023s, but they have less burn time than the AIM-7. So yeah, there's that. But the main thing about this missile is that it pulls 35G, so it is a much more capable missile than the AIM-7F to dogfight, or even the E2. So yeah, it's a very good missile. I don't know about the capabilities of not caring about chefs. This I will have to test. But I know that the Super 530F can be a little bit tricky in that manner. Still 30 Gs, as you see, Super 530. And yeah, burn time of only 2 seconds with a very strong engine. But it has a 4-second sustainer of 25 kilonewtons. So it is pretty strong. In general, we will have a pretty good range in general. But the thing is that it is a more suitable missile for closer ranges and more dogfight situations, you know. So I'm going to test it out. The Mirage F1, I'm actually spading it right now, and it is a very difficult aircraft to grasp. You know, I don't know if the flight model is correct. You know, the way that the ailerons work and stuff like that. It's kind of weird. I don't know if the flight model will stay like that. But the video will come out next weekend about the F1, so keep an eye out. I'm going to talk about more of the Super 530 there. Okay. These were basically the stuff that were added that I didn't talk about it in the last video for the aircraft that I wanted to talk about. The other things are, of course, some of the tank stuffs. You know, so of course we have the LAVAD now. In War Thunder, so pretty cool. It has the rocket pod, has the Stinger missiles, pretty good missiles with all aspect of 6 kilometers, so the sensor is pretty modern. Of course, we have the Turms, you know, a new tank for Germany as a premium here, Turm 3. So yeah, a pretty interesting tank. I show it a little bit on the dev server, and the Puma, of course, with the APS, which is supposed to be a passive APS, apparently. So yeah, it has the thermal visions for the commander, and it's just a very interesting tank in general. You know, it has the APF-STS, very good penetration. Just quick, you know, passing around. Of course, we have the Drozd system with the T55 AMD. The Drozd system, as you see down there, I already show it on the dev server, but down there on the left side you can see that we have little tubes there in the scan zone, which are basically the way to know how many grenades you have to defend yourself against missiles. So as you see, it's an APS system, active protection system. So yeah, pretty interesting and pretty modern. This is the first aircraft that ever used that. And as you see, if I turn away from the scan zone, I will end up getting the missile hit it. So you have to point into the direction that you want, but this is the case on the AMD. Of course, two other tanks that were added with that system is the Black Knight, the Challenger 2 Black Knight, which have the sensors there and the grenades there. Only 4 grenades, but it's much more capable. And a new tank added that I didn't show on the dev server, the Merkava 4M Trophy, which has the, as you see here and here, it has the trophy system, APS system. So yeah, another tank with an active protection systems. You see that the sensors are back here and back here, which is kind of funny. It's probably because of the RPGs and stuff like that that can be hidden on a CD or something. So yeah, pretty interesting. It still has the M338, which is a pretty good modern ammo. Of course, uses the 120 built by MI. I don't know what's called, but I don't know exactly what cannon is that. But still pretty good, and the protection is alright. I mean, it's not the most amazing thing ever, but as you're going to see, I don't think it can hit. It can hold a lot of things. Let's put the BVM, and then the BM60. So as you see, it can be penetrated on the hull, and if you shoot right here, you can kill both of those guys. You know, even hit that one. On the turret, it's a little bit more protected in some areas, but for a, you know, modern round like this, doesn't change much. Kind of a glass cannon, kinda. I don't want to say that, but you know, it is kind of a glass cannon. So you can shoot it right here and hit the ammo right there and blow the tank. So yeah. Another stuff that was added, I already showed the new helicopters and stuff. Some other tanks, of course, the Elk Beast that was added for France, as you see, little light tank. And yeah, not much to talk about actually tanks wise, but the APS systems were added, and of course we have the ZTZ88, the ZTZ96 that I already talked about it on the dev, but now something that I actually wanted to test it out on the dev and I couldn't, I can actually do it. So now, even with things like the T90, we have the area here to actually test the APS systems. Of course, the Stora being a passive system should work differently from the APS. You know, it makes the missile just, you know, miss you, basically. So yeah, it's the way that it works. Let's try to actually hit me. Jesus, that's funny. Yeah, it makes the missile try to evade you, but let's turn it off. Yeah, as you see, it hits me. So if you turn the IRCM off, the Stora, you get hit. So there are some tanks with this system, like the T90, the new premium type 96. So a lot of new tanks with that. Okay. If anything else is added, remember that the customizable loadouts of top tier aircraft are not added yet. So once it's added, I will make a video about it. And yeah, Wednesday probably a video on DCS, and on weekend we will see more videos on the patch, probably on the next weekend I mean. we will see a video on the MatAWG F1. A difficult one to actually fly, but I think it's a pretty good aircraft in general. So yeah, I see you guys on the next one, and bye guys, subscribe.